One, two, one, two, three.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily Jean. I hope you're all having a spectacular day. We're in a little different setup today. We're in the living room on our cute, large cushion. It's like a dog bed, but cushion. Just to get out of the office, give a little bit different perspective. Also, we have like a wall of windows, so like the natural light is what we need today. So today we're gonna do a Q&A. I have so many new subscribers here, so I wanted to do like a get to know me with a Q&A. I posted in the community section on my channel to post a question there. I do post stuff there, so if you wanna check that out and see what's going on, I always post in the community section. But today we're gonna do a Q&A with questions that you guys asked me over on YouTube. But before I go into anything, click that subscribe button because it'll really support my channel. All right, let me pull everything up on my phone and we'll jump right into this Q&A. All right, here's the first question. They say, Happy New Year. My question is, at what age did you start learning tap and what would you recommend for beginners? So I started tap dancing when I was 2, very young. My dad tells the story of we were walking, you know, like the strip malls where you could like see into the windows of the stores outside. We were walking past a dance studio where you could watch from the street, and I looked at him and I said, Dada, I want dance. And he let me go in and I threw on some tap shoes and he thought I was gonna run out crying, and instead that was it. And I've been dancing ever since. And tap was like the one that I really connected with. I'm not sure if it was the rhythm or I always like stomped around with my feet anyway. But that's the one that I connected to the most. And so I've been tap dancing ever since. In terms of beginners, if you've never tap danced at all, grab yourself a pair of inexpensive shoes. You can go to Capezio. They have really good shoes that are not too expensive, and you'll just want to get your bearings with your weight. A lot of the reason that people find tap dancing hard is the weight shifting. So I would start flat feet and just do some toes and alternate your toes, and then alternate your heels, and then do toe, toe, heel, heel. Rise onto the balls of your feet, rock back onto your heels. Just really getting a sense of your weight shifting, I think, will really help. Also, if you're taking class and you're a beginner and something is not clicking for you, ask the teacher, where's my weight on that step? And if they can let you know where the weight should be, is it forward on the front foot, is it back, is it center? I really think that that's gonna help you kind of figure out all of the steps. But I would say just like really basic exercises are a perfect way to start if you're a beginner tap dancer. This is question number 2. Happy New Year, Emily. How many pairs of tap shoes do you own and which pair is your favorite? So I actually just made a TikTok about this. I have 11 pairs of tap shoes. Now that being said, I just turned 30 this year. I started tap dancing when I was 2, so I mean, that makes sense. Think about all like the regular shoes that you own. So the thing about tap shoes too, if you buy a good quality tap shoe, they're an investment. Like I can still wear the shoes that I bought when I was 14 because the quality is so good. Yes, they're very old and broken in, but Capezio, Block, they make really good quality shoes. In terms of my favorite for a really long time was my high heel LaDuca sparkly ones, but now that we have the wedding tap shoes, they're so beautiful. Also, the wedding tap shoes are a custom K360. Well, they're not exactly a K360, but they're a Capezio tap shoe. And I haven't bought a pair of new Capezio tap shoes in a very long time. I just like the sound of them and the way that they feel on the foot. So I'd have to say now, 2023, my favorite pair of tap shoes are my custom wedding tap shoes. Okay, here's the next question. Hi, what is your favorite song to dance to? Also, any advice to a fellow tap dancer who is trying to work on technique? You're amazing, by the way. I love your work. Thank you. Okay, my favorite song to tap dance to, that's hard. I feel like with social media lately, I've kind of been jumping on the music bandwagon trend. So like, I did like It's About Damn Time with Lizzo, and then it was the Meghan Trainor I Made You Look, and now it's like the Wednesday theme. So I feel like I enjoy dancing to like all of the dance trends that are happening on Instagram and TikTok. That's really fun for me. But also a classic like 4/4 jazz, like anything Michael Bublé, anything Frank Sinatra, like back to my roots. I really enjoy tap dancing too because you can always find the beat. It's a swing rhythm, you know, it's just really easy to tap dance to. So I would say like traditional music, like Michael Bublé or Frank Sinatra is one of my favorites to tap dance to. Advice who was trying to work on technique, a tap dancer who's trying to work on technique. Okay, so I was lucky enough to study with Jason Janis. He is an amazing tap dancer in Huffer. I'll link a video of his below. And he said to me, and I studied with him when I was in high school. He said to me, I try to get better every day, and he puts down his tab board, and for an hour he'll just work on toes. He'll just do all technique with his toes, balls of his feet. Then the next day he'll throw down his board and he'll just do time steps. So consistency is key. Practice is key. Make sure you're warming up. I feel a lot of tap dancers don't warm up and then they get sloppy or the sound sounds sloppy. Always warm up your feet and just like basic technique steps. That also will help with speed. A lot of the times when I'm teaching, they're like, how do you dance so fast? How can you do that so fast? You take a basic step and you work your way up and you go faster and faster and faster and faster. So it's consistency, but it's also taking the simple, shuffle exercises, paradiddle exercises, pullback exercises, and just going over and over and over. I know like the cliche saying, practice, I can't speak. Practice makes perfect, but it's true, especially with tap because it's all technique based in your feet, you know what I mean? Okay, here's the next question. Hi Emily, I'd love to know, aside from the obvious passion for dance, what is it that energizes you and gives you a reason to wake up every morning? Happy New Year, lovely. Keep smiling. Thank you. Honestly, my dog. Getting a dog has changed my life. One, because it's made me a morning person. I used to sleep till 1 p.m. I was never a morning person. And that was one of my goals the last couple of years was to like try to be a morning person. Not like a 5 a.m., 6 a.m. morning person, but just like to start my day and to get up. And that has been my dog. Like he wakes me up in the morning and we go out for our walk and we have our morning routine and I play with the ball and then we have breakfast together. Like he's the reason that I wake up in the morning. Also, obviously my darling fiance, but I feel like what's kind of changed my morning routine has been my puppy. Also, like our dog sleeps on our head and flips backwards for bellies every morning. He cuddles with us every morning, and I tell John all the time, we talk about it all the time, like, I was like, how lucky are we that this dog loves us and is so comfortable just like cuddling and snuggling. Like it's literally the greatest gift, and I can't believe I didn't get a dog sooner. I love him so much. He's in my office sleeping, his belly hurts. But yeah, I'd say Cosmo, my puppy. He's the best. Okay, next question. Hi, recently just found your channel and quickly fell in love with your skill and personality. What would you say is the most essential thing for a beginner tap dancer to know? This is a little bit of a different question. So for a beginner tap dancer, it's gonna take time. Don't get frustrated. And I would say, I tell this to my students all the time, everybody learns a different way, right? Like when you're in school, sometimes people are note takers. Sometimes people need to completely memorize. Sometimes people, everybody has a different way of learning things. And so if you're in class, make sure you're asking the question that's actually gonna help you get the answer. For example, if you're having trouble with the weight shift, hi teacher, can you explain to me where the weight shift is on that? Is it forward? Is it in the left leg? Is it back? Ask the question, could you count that phrase, right? A lot of people like to hear the counting. 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4, 5 and a 6 and a 7 and a 8. You can ask the question, could you tell me what the exact steps of the phrase are, right? Paradiddle dig, paradiddle dig. You need the names of the steps. Some people only want the rhythm, right? Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-beep-be-ba, da-dee-ki-doo-ga. A lot of tap teachers say that if you can scat it, the rhythm, you'll be able to tap it. So make sure to learn how to ask questions that will help you get the answers if you're struggling. Don't get frustrated, push through that, and just have fun. Tap dancing is so fun and joyous. So as a beginner tap dancer, I know it can get frustrating when you can't get the steps, but just keep practicing and enjoy sort of the process. It gets really exciting when you like finally get that time step or finally get that pullback. So that is my recommendation for beginner tap dancers. Okay, here's the next question. Hi, I'd love to know what background you have in other forms of dance, and other than tap, which is your favorite? Okay, so I know that I post a lot about tap dancing, but I actually consider myself like a fully rounded dancer. I started when I was 2 and I did every style. I also do gymnastics. I've taken ballroom lessons when I was gonna be on So You Think You Can Dance. So I do everything. I fall more for tap dancing because I love to choreograph it. Also because luckily enough, where we live, nobody lives underneath us, so I can dance in our apartment. I can't really do jazz or like anything else in our apartment, and I'll be very honest with you, class is very expensive and studio space is very expensive. So since the pandemic, I really haven't been going to dance class to do anything other than tap, or to get a studio to do anything other than tap, mostly because of how expensive it is. But I do everything. I do ballet, I do jazz, I do musical theater, I've taken modern in college, hip hop, contemporary, literally everything. I've done all styles of ballroom, cha-cha, rumba, salsa, waltz, kind of just everything. And I was a cheerleader for 4 years in high school, and I did gymnastics. I did get injured doing gymnastics, so it's kind of like if they need me to throw something, I'll do it. But yeah, so I enjoy all of it. I would say other than tap, my favorite is jazz or musical theater style jazz, just because you can put so much of your personality into it. But yeah, I do all styles. Okay, here's the next question. First off, your nerve tap is sick. Thank you very much. I'm a retired tapper, not professional like yourself, but I loved it so much. Trying to get back into it for recreation. Can you recommend a studio, either New York or New Jersey? Yeah, totally. If you're in New York City, I would recommend, I know Ray Hesselink has like a beginner class at Steps and Broadway Dance Center. He's really great, and a lot of people who just like to do it for fun take his class. You can also take Oren Kornblum at Broadway Dance Center or Danny Gardner at Steps and Broadway Dance Center. I would say that their style of dance is like traditional Broadway tap. So that's really fun. In terms of New Jersey, I would say depending on where you live, just Google like dance studios in your area and see if they have adult classes. I do know our dear friend and old roommate Sarah teaches at a studio in Westchester, the Broadway Training Center, and they have an adult tap class. So I would just kind of reach out to your local dance studio and see if they offer adult tap classes. Here's the next question. How long have you been dancing? Again, I've been dancing tap and all the other styles since I was 2 years old. Just a wee little baby. Next question. What is your favorite dance, show, or combo that you've ever done? All right, I'm gonna do 3 different variations of this. My favorite show, and let's go like tap musical. My favorite tap musical that I've seen is, I'm gonna say it, Shuffle Along. That show, I was audibly screaming at like how amazing the choreography was. It was unbelievable, and I'm so sad that it closed. My favorite dance. Okay, with what I've done in the last year, a combo that I really loved was my Come From Away one. So it's the Come From Away musical that I turned into a tap musical. I loved that one. Recently though, if you haven't seen, I produced my own solo concert in New York City, and I made If Chicago Was a Tap Musical, and I loved that whole thing because we kind of did a medley of 3 songs. So that recently is my most favorite like combo or like performance that I've done, tap dancing. All right, here's the next question. What made you decide to do tap, and did you teach yourself or a teacher? Again, I kind of just like walked into class and I was taught. So I was very lucky to have a lot of really good tap teachers when I was young, so like 6 to like 16. I studied with Rebecca Brown, who danced with Shelley Oliver. Shelley Oliver is an amazing tap dancer. She had her own company. I'll link a video of her as well. So Rebecca was in Shelley's company, so I learned jazz tap from Rebecca Brown. So the foundation of my technique comes from that. And then I got to study with Shelley in college when I went to Muhlenberg. So I had 4 years with Shelley Oliver, and then I was also lucky enough to be in her company for a year to do a couple of performances with her there. I also studied with hoofers like Jason Janis. I went to a lot of dance conventions. I took class in New York City. I've been really lucky to study with a lot of amazing tap dancers, and so that's sort of where I got all of my technique from. I don't think this is a question, more like a statement. You should do a tap short film, like tap dancing on a bar or a table. So that's a really good idea, and that's actually a goal of mine. I've done like short videos that like, I think the longest like tap music video has been like 4 minutes, but I would love to do like a tap dance short film. John actually did one for his thesis for grad school, and it was like 25 minutes long. It was amazing. The thing with those is that they do cost money because you have to rent the space and get dancers and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe post-wedding, that'll be like an end of the year goal, is to produce a tap dancing short film. But yeah, no, I'd love to do that. All right, and the last question is, what is your least favorite tap step and why? Okay, I don't know if it's like my least favorite, but a lot of people can do stuff on their toes. And I, for some reason, the front of my ankles, I just can't get up on my toes. Like I can do like a quick like digga digga da, but a lot of people can do like wings on their toes, and I never could do that. Also because I'm dancing in high heels a lot, you can't really get up on your toes. So I would say like toe tap dancing is like not my favorite, but mostly because like just the way that my feet are. But that was our Q&A. I know it was a lot about tap dancing. I'll definitely try to do these like every month or something like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about anything life related, tap shoe related, leave a comment on this video. Before you guys go, please click that subscribe button because it'll really support my channel, and I will see you all in the next video.